Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. We're back today for Season 7, Episode 3, and I couldn't wait to put this game off any longer. It's Salford v Arsenal in the Carabao Cup third round, a massive tie for us moving down to League One. We've started the league season okay, we've just crept into the playoff places. Of course, the expectation we've got to meet this year, and we've got a massive tie now in the Cup to focus on. Hopefully a bit of a moneymaker for the club as well. It also gives us some excitement and relief from our self-isolation, and a little bit of fun to have as well. So let's go and get into this cup tie after having a look at what's been going on at the club this season. We've got lots to look at off the pitch as well. So we'll look at the finances, how they've been affected by the transfer window, the last few weeks and any more signings coming in. And we'll also look at our results so far this season as well. So it's of course been a month and a half since our disappointing start to the season. But let's start with that transfer screen, probably the most important one in the summer months. It's near the end of September, so of course the window's been shut a few weeks now, but let's have a look at what else went on. Our director of football decided to sell one more, and it was one that was already being pre-agreed, to be honest. So Ahmed Salam, his work permit went through. He's moved over to Melbourne City, £200,000 for him, and that's a decent bit of money for a backup player. We've no problem with that whatsoever. And then we went towards deadline day. We were getting worried because nothing was happening. No bids were going in, no offers for loan players, nothing whatsoever. And then on deadline day, he put in one offer. We were quite excited. We thought, we're a bit short in central midfield. We talked about some of the positions we were struggling previously. And what is it? It's one of the positions we had so much cover already. Greg Lee is a fullback, a left back nonetheless from Hamilton, on loan, paying him loads for a 30-year-old who's 3-star ability. I've no idea why. No idea whatsoever. He's yet to make an appearance. We will give him his debut incidentally in today's cup tie. But of all the positions, I just don't know why he's the man that's been brought in. We've got Bailey Clements. He's obviously suspended today, but was brought in earlier this summer at left back. We already had Tom Field. We still haven't been able to sell Connor Ogilvie. He was on the transfer list, but the director of football rejected a bid for him. It's about 350 grand. It was quite a lot of money, but Ogilvie stays, so that means we've got 4 players who can only play left back really. They're no help to us whatsoever, but that is a bit of a disappointing end to the window. Greg Lee, a decent player, I'm sure he'll be alright. Won't play a great deal to be honest, but otherwise I'm a little bit disappointed by that. I would have expected a bit more action towards the end of the window. But either way, let's go and have a look at the finances. That's had a decent impact on us, not gone down quite as quickly as we made an extra 200 grand, but we will start to lose money as the season goes on. That'll be interesting to see what effect today's game has. Is it on TV? It is on TV, so we'll get a few grand for that as well, and I'm expecting a sellout at home to Arsenal, probably full price tickets there as well. But as you can see, we've got lots of games to talk about, as you haven't been here since the first day of the season. On that one, it was a disappointing defeat at home to Wimbledon. We have changed up some of the tactics, and we'll talk about that before we get into the match as well, and largely, as you can see, it's worked. I mean, attacking, we haven't scored many goals this year, been a little bit toothless in front of goal throughout, but going backwards, we have been so solid at the back, yet to concede more than one in a match, yet to concede at all in September in 5 games, so everything looking very rosy on that front. We just need to find a bit more of a clinical edge in front of goal. So away to Rotherham was our following match, a 2-0 win in that one, a Chaplin penalty and Teller off the bench late on, for another 1-0 defeat at home, struggling to break teams down defensively. Healy get the winner for MK Dons with 20 to go. They sat 10 behind the ball, we just couldn't compete at that point. You can see the ratings for the attacking players really not very good. But a 1-0 win away to Accrington in the Carabao Cup first round, which obviously helped us towards this tie. Connor Chaplin again with a penalty off the bench. In fact, he started that game. I don't know why. I'm not usually playing my first teamers there, so I can't quite work out why I did that. And a 2-0 win away at Forest Green. Chaplin with a late penalty and a second goal just after. You can see again, we're just wearing teams out from keeping the ball, but otherwise we're not looking too clinical. 1-1 away at Fleetwood. Chaplin with a late goal in that one. For a 2-1 win at home to Ipswich, and the same scorer for both of the goals there. A really good August for Chaplin. 7 goals, and without him we'd probably be in lower mid-table, so we're really impressed with how he's going on. Then at home to Wickham in the Carabao Cup, Tunji Akinola scored an early goal from a header. That got us through and got this big tie with Arsenal today. And a 2-1 win at home to Peterborough to finish the month. Chaplin again with a goal, a consolation late on, but Orlando Charlesworth getting one as well. We had a bit of a crisis with injuries in central midfield, but Charlesworth coming in, always been reliable, and he's still got that massive potential, of course, something we'll be hoping he can reach in the future. future. Then after transfer deadline day, a few games in this month. Preston at home first in the Leasing.com trophy. The backup team managing to score every penalty out of 9. Brilliant stuff. We've got Horgard, who was the third best taker. We love it when a keeper's up there near the top. And despite no player having a rating above a 10, all of the penalties went in. And eventually we got the second point in that cup competition, which will hopefully get us towards going through. But Preston, of course, a big side. They got relegated with us last year and did have the former manager here. But because they've started so poorly here, he's been sacked and he's no longer in charge. So Preston with another new manager. We drew 0-0 away from home against them in the league 4 days later for the same result against Crawley on the 13th of September. And then 2 more recent wins. First at home to Shrewsbury, Ben Close with the early goal in that one. And then 3 days ago away at Mansfield, Nelson and Smith with 2 goals and a very comfortable win away at Mansfield. So a very quick roundup as we head into 2 big games this week. The first one, which we'll show on camera today, of course the televised cup tie against Arsenal. Just Bailey Clement suspended for that one. And then at home to Sunderland in the league at the weekend. They're down in 12th, not having a good start to the season. So one of those sides we've now got to try and keep behind us. But as it stands, we are in the playoffs in 6th, meeting our expectation. Just 3 points off the top as well, by the way. But Sunderland just 6 points below us in 12th. And it could all go wrong very quickly if we're not at our best. In terms of side notes for the league as well, Nathan Teller off the bench, really getting a few assists as well. We'll probably give him a start in this cup tie today. And a few other players that we'll have to rest. We are going to prioritise the league campaign. We've got to the Arsenal tie, we're going to get some money in. We probably don't need to worry about the rest. So let's go and get into that big tie today. And we'll go via the dynamic screen just to see how that's looking. I'd imagine it's pretty good. We're doing quite well. Good cohesion, very good dressing room atmosphere. Managerial support strong now as well. And we've got just a couple of players a little unhappy at the moment. One unhappy at a player sale and one wanting to leave for a better division. He's on the transfer list, so we must have done our best there. The director of football, of course, making those sorts of decisions. And I just want to see as well, are there any jobs going at the moment? We did make a couple of little offers as we went along, but I am keeping an eye at the moment, see if we can get ourselves back up to the Championship. I'm not confident we can finish in the top 6 this year, so I want to take advantage of our stock while we're up there. So here we go. I know they're big jobs, but Newcastle, oh look, the Charlton job's available again. What a surprise that is. Should we go for it? I'm really interested, and I'll tell you the reason why. I'm not happy with Charlton for the fact they sacked us, and they've got a lot of money on board. I'm sure they've probably had ownership changes since as well, but I'm really interested to see if you can get the same job twice in this game. And I know that it's happened plenty with the AI managers, but will it happen for us, and can it happen from you applying? We're going to go for it, why not? And we're going to go for the Forest job as well. Take our chances, let's get up there. I'd much rather have the Forest or Newcastle one, but of course we can't be picky at the moment. We just want to try and make our way up the ladder, and we'll apply for those 3 jobs and just see what happens. But on to today's game, we've got a bit distracted. I've got a feeling we're not going to get them. I tell you what, the leaks have linked us with the Charlton role. I'm really interested to see if that happens. What's this question from the media? I'd love to apply for the Newcastle job. I've done it, obviously. If they want to link us, that's absolutely great. So it could be a job offer soon. But we've got to focus on this massive Carabao Cup tie. We're at home to Premier League Arsenal. Let's see what their recent history's like. Were they the holders there? Did I just see? They're the holders of the competition. Whereabouts have they been in the league? 4th and 4th the last 2 years in terms of competitions. Runner-up in the Champions League 4 months ago. What else have they done? Premier League-wise, they've not been in the top 3 at all. Club World Championship runners-up last year. What else have we got? European Super Cup winners 2 years ago. Europa League winners 2 years ago. Won the FA Cup 4 years ago. The Carabao Cup last season. They've got a really illustrious recent history. So this is going to be a very tough game. Let's see if we're favourites for it. Of course we're not. We're heavy underdogs. Arsenal odds on 4-7. You'd expect them to win pretty easily, to be honest. And especially because we've had to make some changes. So our sellout crowd's not going to see our best 11. So I'm saving Teller for the weekend, I've decided. He's come off the bench entirely. Kieran Kale come in. And then we've also rested the likes of Ben Close, Horgard the first choice keeper, Beresford and Porter the 2-star loanees. So we've just rotated about half of the team, and I feel like this will give us the best chance at the weekend too. So in goal today we've got Milsom, the young keeper. He needs to get as much experience as possible. We've got Devlin and Lee the fullbacks with Nelson and Sykes at centre halves. Randell coming in alongside Williams and Dixon the loanee. And then Smith on the right with Grant over on the left wing. He's had a pretty poor start to the year. And Chaplin on his own up front again, hopefully able to get on the score sheet at some point. But in we go, let's play our first game against Arsenal, a massive one that will be on camera in this episode, and hopefully we can cause a shock in the Carabao Cup and maybe even send the Premier League holders packing. As we mentioned, there's tactical changes. We are up to a positive mentality now. We've just gone a little bit more direct as well. Trying to play through the middle. We're a little more narrow. Hopefully take advantage of that midfield three. Though against Arsenal, we're likely to get dominated on the ball. So I feel like this could be a long day at the office. Well, Arsenal definitely trying to dominate the middle. 4-3-1-2 for them. A formation we used with great effect off camera in the past. I think in FM17, was it? Maybe 18, it was the star formation. I kind of think 17, I might be wrong. Maitland-Niles of recognisable name. Guendouzi and then Richarlison up front, of course. A few other regens and young players there too. But let's go and get into the first half, see who's going to be the stars of the show. Dave Kyle was on the bench for them. He was here on loan at the end of last season, of course. That could be an interesting reunion. We're just resting Teller. Any player would miss Chris Mepham, but I'm sure they've got a few good replacements there. So we're not going to go and feel too sorry for the Arsenal. Goal kick to the away side, 10 minutes gone. We've managed to restrict them to no shots so far. And actually, we've dominated possession as well. And we nicked the ball high up the pitch here with Grant. On the left wing, can he finally have a good game for us? He can't. He's lost the ball immediately. Matteo Guendouzi doing the job, and Maitland-Niles combines to clear. But Greg Lee on his debut, the left back, really good challenge from him. Devlin over on the other side, the skipper. He's replacing Aloni, who's dropped out. Here's Grant on the left wing again. Gets the cross in early. Chaplin's there, brings it down, but he's challenged quickly. It's just that extra yard, that little bit of pace. It's been missing where we're playing in League One. As Richarlison goes through at the other end, it's a brilliant save by the youngster Milsom, but a first warning sign on the counter-attack from Arsenal, and a first shot on target in a match with 15 gone. Corner kick for George Grant, though, an outswinger. Lucas Smith heads just wide of the post. Really good effort. The voice is starting to crack, but that was an unbelievable chance for us. And with 20 gone, we've managed to get our first shot of the game. We've wasted a really good opportunity to score. Lucas Smith came in last year, did a brilliant job up front for us. On the right wing, he has struggled a bit this year. And to be honest, he started 2 or 3 through the middle as well. Hasn't even looked a shadow of the player from last year. It's been really poor, and Chaplin's outshone him easily. As Arsenal win with a corner, headed over the bar. Free header for Traore, 6 yards out. The warning signs continue, but it's been a pretty even game, and with 5 to the break, we're happy with where we are. Here's Gomez over to Richarlison, long ball on the left. Richarlison into the box unopposed. Devlin gets the challenge in, blocked out towards Traore, but it falls for Barla on the edge. Into Gomez, chance to shoot. Good save, Milsom again. And with a minute to half time, we're clinging on for dear life. Can we weather the storm until half time? It's a corner kick, and we've got a lot of defending to do again. Pedrino into the box, headed away by Sykes, the centre half. Returning from injury today, doing a really good job, but Richarlison still got it 30 yards out. He finds Pedrino, back to Ramos again. The highlight ends with Preston really high there, and at half time it remained goalless here at Salford. A really good result and performance so far. So to be honest, I think we can only say we're pleased with the performance. The lads are fighting so hard, they're doing everything they can. We will just drop to a balanced mentality. We're starting to lose a foothold in terms of possession in particular, but again with 5 gone in the second half, Milsom the keeper's the key man, but it's still 0-0 and that's all that matters. Well, 20 to go, and it's a goal kick for Milsom. I was about to make changes, but you all know my superstition. Here's Nelson to Randell. I don't like us playing out there. Milsom eventually clears long. Clever move, but Chaplin loses out. Falls for Anthony on the left-hand side. Through ball to Rinken. He's got a chance. Surely a goal. It's a great save by Milsom. The goalkeeper again. Unbelievable work. Tipped behind for a corner kick to Arsenal. And it's a chance for Pedrino to deliver from the left. Can we get it clear? Sykes again. He's been a man mountain in there so far. Out to Pedrino. Back to Balla. They're keeping the ball really nicely, Arsenal. Looks like they've stepped up since half-time in particular. But with 20 to go, let's go and make those changes. Right, we're going to try and be reasonable, but we've got to go a bit more defensive as well. So Archie Dixon, the advanced playmaker, let's save him for the weekend. Charles Worth will come on as a central midfielder on defend. Try and get him a bit further behind the ball. Stop those Arsenal players breaking through the middle. Lucas Smith's been rubbish again. He's going to be replaced on the right. Kieran Kay making a rare appearance out there. And I think it's either George Grant or Joe Williams for the last spot. So we'll leave it 5 more before making a decision. Well, just over 5 to go. We're still holding them off. No further highlights. We've got to start to think carefully now. We almost have to start thinking about penalty takers. Don't forget, no extra time. So George Grant's a worse taker than Williams. Is there anyone else there who's particularly awful? 7's the lowest I've seen so far. Nicky Devlin at right back's a 3. But I don't think the sub options are any better. Tom Field 6. Akinola, he's 3. We've got to keep good players on the pitch in position, don't forget. Savage 4. In fact, there's no subs that can take one. Labala 8 is the best there. Zach Brown, the striker's even a 4. So Labala at an 8, possibly on for George Grant. It's not really an upgrade though, is it? So we'll leave it to the 90th minute, use it as a time waster. For now, we'll just leave the lads as they're going. But I may have spoken too soon. Pedrino with a corner. Oh, what a save by Milsom. Tipped the header onto the bar. That's unbelievable keeping. He is making him name for himself there. The Irish under-21 international, not got the greatest stats yet. Still good potential for championship level though. And he has made a wonderful save again there. And hopefully he can be a hero if we make it to the shootout. 2 minutes plus stoppages to go. Greg Lee, the debutant, with a free kick here. Got a good solid debut to be fair. And he finds Randell here. He gives the ball away. Not a good position for that. Randell in the holding role, not got a good rating either. And he's a 9 for penalties though. We've got to leave him on. As Charlesworth loses it in the middle too. Pedrino's run through the lot. This is the moment. Pedrino 1-on-1. He does score. And the 90th minute, it all goes wrong. We're going to take Joe Williams off. Savage on for him. Central midfielder on attack now. But it looks like we've lost it. Last gasp again. It happened with Charlton, didn't it, just before the sack? Was that against Arsenal as well? I'm sure we were about to win and we let it in the 94th minute. I'm sure we were going to shock Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. Maybe it was Manchester United. Let me know down in the comments. I will have forgotten by now. But Pedrino's roiled the day for us. Absolutely brilliant run from him. And in the last minute, it's cost us the game here, as the voice is just about to go as well. I'm not sure he could have handled a shootout as Devlin heads away last gasp again. Arsenal built in confidence since the goal. And he's out to the right wing, a chance to cross into the back post, down for Gomez. Traore shoots and it's blocked. In by Anthony. It's 2-0 now. That is really harsh on the lads. They've fought so hard despite being outplayed. And in the end, it's going to look like a comfortable routine victory. There we go then, full time, 2-0 to Arsenal. Really is a little bit too hard on the lads. 2-0 with both goals coming in the 90th minute, one in stoppage time as well. Keith Milsom in goal, he was absolutely sensational. Charlesworth off the bench leading to a direct error for a goal. And otherwise, we didn't really look like winning it. We were just 2 minutes from getting to a shootout. And unfortunately, we do bow out the Carabao Cup. But let's see what that's done to our club finances. Well, let's have a look at the media confirmation then. Arsenal coast past us. That's so harsh. It was 0-0 until 2 minutes before the end. We're defeated in the third round. Greg Lee made a solid debut. We'll deal with a post-match press conference off camera, of course. But let's have a look at the finances. 2.7. So what's that gone up by? Just about 100 grand. Is that about right? Maybe not even that much, actually. So probably a little bit disappointing in the end. But still, things looking pretty rosy for us. And of course, with those job offers, we could be on the move. I doubt any others become available for a Carabao Cup defeat. We're all going to have a quick look before we finish though. None others there, just a couple of League One jobs, and they're much further down the league than we are. So it looks like Salford a good option for now. But if we get one of those big three, maybe a reunion with Charlton. But it'd be something new to the channel. We've never managed to side twice in one of these series. So that could be interesting. It looks like we're linked with them. Forest and Newcastle up there too. And I'm just interested to look at our profile. Does anyone want us yet? Probably not quite at this stage. But we will have a look to see if we're desired yet. Doesn't look like it. We're studying for a new Continental B licence. So we're moving up through the coaching badges much quicker this year. And boards have generally been more suitable to help us. But otherwise it's still slow progress at the moment. But we're in the playoff spots. That's the most important thing. We recovered from that defeat on the first day of the season. So let's have a look at the schedule for when we might next be back. So I've got 1 or 2 games in mind if we're still here. The first one is obviously a reunion with Scunthorpe. That's at the end of October. Otherwise might leave it to the FA Cup first round. But I think Scunthorpe's going to be the game. And of course in the meantime we could yet get another job soon. But if you want to find out if we get any of those jobs or see our reunion with Scunthorpe next time out, please make sure you do stick around on the channel. You can do that by putting a thumbs up on the video. It does make such a difference to the performance. And subscribe down below and turn on the notifications to make sure you receive the daily alerts for new videos. They will be there most days at the moment. Of course, odd breaks to the schedule due to working commitments, and you can follow my community tab for those as well. But otherwise, we are back to pretty much normal schedule now. We've actually got a couple of other series ideas as well. We're doing a few different things because there's no football to go to at the moment, and that obviously took a lot of my Saturdays previously. So a few series with friends and a few little guest appearances on the channel. You'll see some of those over the coming weeks and months. I'm keen to put out as much football content as possible to help those who are missing the football as much as I am, and talking about it's almost as good as being part of it. So obviously get involved down in the comments, make it as interactive as possible, even talking about your club, why you support them, little things like that. Just keep the football chat going. That's the most important thing at the moment to keep spirits up. But a massive thank you for watching this one. on as always. I really do appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow with our Dorking save. We're looking in a bit of trouble in that one early season 2. So we've got a big end to the transfer window to reflect on tomorrow, and another big league game in that one as well. And then finally, there's more football podcast action in the eye above. You can see the link to our matchday vlogs in that one. We've got a few other little light-hearted series you can check out as well. We've done some bloopers and outtakes behind the scenes, a chance for you to see just how incompetent we all are, and hopefully it'll make you smile at this time. But a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support with the series, and I hope to see you next time for another big game from the head coach.